and Carson. These heifers range in weight from 705 to 750 pounds. Class 4, we need you lining up. Everett Miller, Lily Bandy, Allie Love, Autumn Reynolds, and Jenna Walpole. Sorry, Class 4. Class 5, we need you on deck.
Well, here in Ring A, some don't place an emphasis all day as we keep moving things along. As when we get into these three drives, it's kind of asking myself as a judge, which one of these cattle is the hardest to make? When we have so much differences in terms of maturity and size, and just age especially, you kind of got to ask yourself that. As a breeder and as an Angus enthusiast myself, I'm pretty impressed by what you guys have got to offer here. I encourage you to keep breeding Angus cattle down here. Young man at the front will be your champion. Young man from that second class, and then second in that class will be reserve, and will be our third. Let's give those exhibitors a hand.
Who doing that?
All right, congratulations, your Angus finals. Grand champion Angus heifer comes from Class 1, Carson Albritton. Reserve, Owen Ostrino out of Class 1, and third overall from Class 2, Holden Evans. We're gonna pause for a moment. We have an exhibitor in Ring B before we get going with AOB. The AOB heifer class that we need lining up is Landy Curtin, Adam Compton, Dallas Rebels Carlton, and when Kinsley Vincent is done in Ring B, we'll go in.
Nice way to start this class. The men's black heifer. When she wants to cooperate, give you a real cool look from the side. I think the way that she blends that feminine wedge that we look for in a female is just ideal. I think she's really clean and angular about her shoulder there. What I appreciate is a smooth shoulder as she is. You get behind her there in her blades, and she really opens up into a big rib cage, expressive over her top, and you get behind her. She's probably one of the widest base ones we have. But what I appreciate with all that she offers is she's so sound at the ground. She's got that running gear that we really appreciate. I think once she wants to be a show cow, she's going to be one that really grabs your attention. Young man does a great job. I think switching gears here, the second place, I think this one is more of my kind of like that first class we had, the way she ties in there to the point of her shoulder. I think that one's ultra feminine in design. I really appreciate that you say with a shoulder, she doesn't have enough middle to her compared to the one that comes behind her. And I'll be one to utter miss to you because when you look on the top side of her skeleton, that upper rib expansion that she has is more expressive than that of the white heifer. Is she that deep, capacious one? No, she's not. But she's so fresh and feminine in her kind. I think that's just going to come later on. It's hard to make one with that kind of neck tie in and the smoothness of the shoulder with that square hip. I think compared to that one that wins the class, I think that's where we got to see her just a little bit softer. But I really appreciate and know how hard it is to make one of that design. The young man's beef masher of Hearing Heifer here is one that I really appreciate. I think she's just one that kind of fits right in there. She's not one that just has a lot of the ESTs, if you will, but I think you study in terms of practicality and functionality, and she definitely doesn't disappoint you. I think to move her up in that extra spot, I've got to see her better constructed off her back too. I got to blow her apart to the ground and give her more base width, because I think with that added style that she has and smoothness over her crest, I think that's one that later on, young man's going to have a bright future showing that one. The black heifer's going to come in next. I think that's just a good, doable type of female. I think to get her up higher in the class, we've got to see that one better fronted. She gets a little plainer in her type and kind, a little more conventional there. We see that one smoothed out to the point of her shoulder. I think that one moves up. You get behind her, and she probably gives up the most muscle of the trio there that's going to follow her, but one that's good on her feet and legs. The one that is intriguing of the class here, and I think 45 days from now, if this one's managed correctly, the way she's put together is so good in her feet and bone work. I think if this one gets soft enough with that added shape that she has, she gives you that kind of three-quarter F1 look. I really appreciate her over her top skeleton, but good on her feet and legs just to see that one just softened up and more maternal there in her lower rib cage, but I really appreciate that one. The red heifer that comes in next is kind of like that black heifer that precedes the F1 and pairing one. She gets a little plainer in her kind and behind for her F1 third. You get behind her, a little flatter from cycle to cycle. Young man does a great job getting her presented. The Brahman's going to round out the class.